M1 30 Carbine. Literally hundreds of thousands of these were sold to the public through NRA at the end of World War II. Very popular weapon, and in modern times, a lot of people remember what was told about them after the Korean War, the Battle of the Chosin Reservoir. This weapon did very little against the heavily clad Chinese. So in modern times, people said, hey, that's not a good weapon to use for protection or defensive applications such as home defense or even deer hunting. When in reality, if you look at the ballistics of the 30 carbine, which we just did a little bit of jotting down here, the standard 110 grain cartridge that this gun was shipped out with does 1,990 feet per second. That equals about 967 foot-pounds of energy. Well, if you compare that to, say, a 357 Magnum, a standard 158 grain 357 jacketed hollow point is only pushing 539 foot-pounds of energy. So this is what, 40% more energy here in this package with 30 rounds on board. Even if you bump that up to like a buffalo bore, right here, 125 grain buffalo bore, which are known for their high power, 1,700 feet per second, you're still only looking at about 802 foot-pounds of energy. And there is nobody that would tell you that that 125 grain buffalo bore doing 1,700 smoking feet per second is any slouch when it comes to stopping men. The famous Jim Cirillo of the New York Stakeout Squad, Jim did a couple of books, and one of them he talked about two weapons that he never had a bad guy get away. And if you don't know who Jim Cirillo is and you're a student of gunfighting, you should go look him up. Jim said a 12 gauge shotgun loaded with slugs and this little gun right here, they used jacketed hollow points, were the only two guns that they all the time saw people go down instantly. By the way, he was personally involved in 20 gunfights back in the day with the New York Stakeout Squad. Still available is this 110 grain jacketed hollow point. You look at that, it looks pretty diminutive, but again, 1,990 feet per second. It's a light, handy carbine, fully loaded. I put it on the scale at home before we got to the range today. 6 pounds, 6 ounces, and some change. That's very light and handy. You're talking about a AR type weight. And if you're like me, I love the nostalgia of a beautiful walnut stock. It feels great in the hand, it's soft, and this gun is so easy to shoot. So basically, you holding this in your hand with a hot loaded round, these are both just target loads. This is what our boys took to war, was this round. By the way, speaking of that, if you guys know who Audie Murphy was, I've talked about him from time to time. Audie was the most decorated soldier in World War II, and to this day, one of the most decorated soldiers America has. One of these, Ahmad Deuce, in his 45, he literally held off hundreds of Germans, getting himself the Congressional Medal of Honor. He actually played himself in the movie To Hell and Back, and in that role, you saw him handling this very gun. Not this one, but you get what I'm saying. There are folks that have hunted deer with this weapon for years. This is, again, 70 years now it's been in circulation. Deer, coyotes, beavers, badgers, things of that size, and men. So with the proper loading, this thing can definitely do the trick of home defense. There's even a few people now making a mount to put an aim point or EOTech or some type of red dot like that. I kind of like the peep sight on here. This one you've got long range, close range, super simple, easy to clean, easy to take down. We're gonna run some rounds through it. Quick manual of arms on this weapon. The bolt here, very simple, forward, reverse. You've got a bolt lock. It is a very small indent here. If you ever take the gun apart, make sure you don't lose the retainer spring. In the receiver is a small milled catch. So as you pull back, you can push that down to lock the bolt open. Safety is here. This is set up for right-hand users. So as you guys know, I'm going to shoot this left-handed. So safe is on, safe is off. And then, of course, your mag release is right here. You'll see me work that a few times. Very simple. Magazine goes straight in. It's not like an AK or a variant of where you need to rock it in. Just straight in. 30 rounders and the 15 rounders that it was originally shipped with. Bolt forward. Do a little press check for all of you tactical guys. So we're at 10 yards. We've got a 1.5 by 1.5 target down there. We'll just see how these peep sights work for me at this distance. We'll just run a few rounds through this thing. I want to walk down range and show you guys. I held in the same spot every time. Let's take a peek down here. So I wish I could do that with a pistol. So 10 yards, 3 rounds. I haven't shot this gun in probably 4 or 5 years, and that's about 3/8 of an inch group. And look at that compared to the muzzle. Pretty sweet. All right, now let's try that a little faster. I think that one that went low, was that my first or third shot? Second? Smoke fest. Smoke fest. Super easy to control. Comparing it to like an M4, an AR, I would actually say there's more recoil with this than there is with a 5.56. I'll have you shoot it and you tell me.
Sounded like more recoil.
There's no gas system. That's what I did a minute ago when I went to put it together. Uh-oh. Need some lube?
I got plenty of meat.
Well, while we were out today, our friend Donovan happened to show up to the range, so we thought we'd put him to work. What did you think compared to a regular AR, recoil-wise?
Substantially more recoil compared to a traditional 5.56 223 without a doubt.
Which is interesting because this has about 1/3 the energy, but that buffer system absorbs a lot of recoil in an AR. That thing is just a solid block of wood. Smooth, it is. It is.
I'd rather put my face on this on my bedside than anything else.
I like it.
Very nice. Dangerous spot for the safety, as we saw earlier.
Yeah, so he's never shot one of these. As soon as he picked it up, I showed him where the safety was. He shouldered the rifle, went to push the safety, and hit the mag release. It worked as designed and dumped the magazine to the deck. I did the same thing before we started filming. They're only about an inch apart. I'm sure guys that carried this figured that out real quick. Or probably were walking around with the gun off safe, who knows? Because that's an easy thing to have happen. Little Google foo, we probably could read about that and see if that's something that came up often. Drop the gun! Drop the gun! No, no, no! Is that enough? Does he need more? Does he hit? Did I hit him? Does he need more? Do I need to hit him again? Get it away from me. Hey man, drop the gun, drop the gun! Ah! How do I deal with the malfunction with this thing? Hey man, drop the gun, drop it! I told you to drop it, you
Driver's license, insurance.
let's see, I think that's what you...
Ma'am, put your hands where I can see them, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hey, I speak, you listen. This is how this works, okay? The reason I'm stopping you is because you have a broken tail light.
What?
Yeah, broken. You carrying a gun right now?
I am actually. I'm licensed in the state.
You're licensed in the state of Illinois. You're an attorney too, huh?
No.
No? No? Well, I stopped you because you don't know how to drive. And you're driving around here. Have you been drinking today?
Not one bit.
Not one bit? Oh, so I guess I've been drinking because I smell alcohol.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say what?
I
Hey,
was
what? Hey, listen, this is how it works, bud. I talk, you listen, okay? I'm the police. You, not police. I do this every day.
I was
This